Hey everyone, so today I want to talk to you about cravings and how to beat them. Basically, this is going to be focused on my sobriety series, how to quit smoking, how to quit drinking, that kind of thing. A little over 3 years ago, I quit smoking cigarettes, and I love that I made that decision. I feel so much better now. A little over a year ago, I decided to quit alcohol, and again, I feel pretty good. If you guys would like to see more about my journey and also mental health, check out my main channel page because I have several playlists and everything over there if you guys want to see more videos about that. But I wanted to make this video because I feel like this is the most crucial thing that happens when someone decides that they want to quit something. If you want to quit a bad habit, if you're wanting to quit something overall for your health, your mental health, your physical health, your overall well-being. I found for myself, personally, I guess, that when I wasn't able to ride the wave of craving something, like if I wanted to smoke a cigarette, which I really don't anymore. I really don't like cigarettes. So that sounds weird even saying that. But if I craved a drink, I found that if I really, really, really craved it and I wanted it, it was so easy to slip back into it and drink again or smoke again. And I just think that's the most difficult obstacle. Alcohol is around us constantly. It's constantly being shoved in your face anytime you go out in public at all. Alcohol is like glamorized into this thing that is, oh, if you don't do it, you're a weirdo kind of thing. And that sucks. Anyway, I'm just gonna get to the point. These are things that I found helpful for me when I found myself craving. Just trying to get past that craving and just stick with my original choice of, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want this in my life anymore. I don't want this to be a part of my life anymore. Cigarettes, alcohol. The first thing you can do for yourself is just create a solid plan or an idea. Call it even a dream board if you want to. I actually have a few boards over on Pinterest that are secret boards that only I can view. I have a few inspiration boards and plans and quotes from things that just inspire me, things that made me want to go back to the original decision to stay quit. So I have a few fitness boards, I have a few like luxury boards. The main thing I have is quotes. I really found quotes to be very helpful, and also seeing other people's before and afters with alcohol and without alcohol, and the transformation is insane. Like people who have just completely transformed their bodies. Like they look so healthy. Like I'm just speaking from what I've seen, and some of these are very drastic, and maybe I'll show some right now so you guys can just see what I'm talking about, because it's just incredible. Some people, like when you make the decision to quit cigarettes or alcohol, it just is that is a motivator in itself to just take care of yourself better. And it makes you want to eat better. It makes you want to work out and maybe not push yourself to the extreme. Like in my case, I really like to do yoga just because it feels good. It feels good to stretch. It's easy on my joints. It's also difficult because when you do those chaturanga push-ups, hello, those are hard. And I'm still building strength, and it's toning your body, it's everything. Also taking better care of my skin. Again, it's just everything. So that's the first thing I would recommend, is just having something you can physically look at as a reminder. You just need a reminder, like this is what I want for myself, and I don't want to go backwards, I want to go forwards. It could even be something that you write in your journal. I've done that as well. I've made like lists of pros and cons of not drinking alcohol, and the pros, I mean, it was just like all pros. So the only con was like occasionally missing it, like wanting to get like a small buzz or wanting to have a glass of something at the end of the day. But I mean, who honestly has one glass? Like, I don't know. Anyway, the next thing that you have to do is make a plan, especially for if you're going out and you know that you're going to get triggered. I hate to say the word triggered. You know that you're going to have a stimulus of wanting to drink. If you're going to go to, I don't know, any occasion, it's a celebration, it's a wake, anything you go to, honestly, alcohol will be served. So what will you do in that situation? You need to have a plan. If it gets too intense, you need to leave. Excuse yourself. It's totally fine to do that. You can go to the bathroom. You can go outside for a walk. You can call someone. You can be like, hey, I need to leave for a sec, but I'll be right back. I find that getting some support, or at least having a little bit of alone time when you're in social situations when everybody around you is drinking, and maybe not everyone, maybe like you and a couple other sober buddies are at a party, that's very helpful. Most likely, you're probably going to be the only sober one. Hate to tell you that, but if that's the case, then you need to just have a plan of like, just figure out what types of drinks that you like. Maybe it's a milkshake. I mean, that sounds awesome. I think a Coke, especially like a Mexican Coke, tastes way better than a beer. Like, if you can imagine, reimagine when you were like first drinking, the first time you ever had a sip of something, you probably didn't like it. Like, you had to get used to drinking beer or whatever. The same thing with smoking cigarettes. Like, when you took your first drag, you probably coughed. Like, your body just instantly just rejects that. So the next thing that you absolutely have to do, this is the most fundamental thing, is you have to ride out the craving. I have said this before in previous videos where I talk about sobriety and quitting smoking, where ultimately that this craving won't last forever, like any feeling, but what I've said in previous videos was it kind of reminds me of standing on the shore at the beach and you feel these waves. They hit your legs and then the water becomes smooth again, and then you just keep feeling that. But it becomes smooth again, so it doesn't, again, last forever. Craving something like alcohol kind of reminds me of that, or craving anything really. Like if you're craving sweets, if you're craving fill in the blank, I don't know. Eventually, if you could just hold on a little longer, a few moments longer, that craving just goes away. I know it's hard. It's very, very difficult to ride out the wave, is what I like to say. If you can just focus on, as overused as this saying is, being present, I find that to be very helpful, because if you can't even distract yourself for a few moments, you'll find that you're already on to the next thing. So you might treat yourself to something else. I also like to do that as well, is kind of give myself rewards for not going with the alcoholic beverage. This is what I used to do. I honestly am at a point where I don't really crave it anymore. I know that sounds ridiculous, that sounds crazy, so I'm not going to keep talking about that in this video. That's like a separate video. That's just how I am right now. I don't really crave it anymore. But I remember when I did, those feelings were so intense. Like, you really, really want whatever beverage. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks, especially when you're in social situation and everyone around you is doing it. But what you could do is treat yourself to something else. So maybe, again, it's a dessert thing. Maybe it's a different beverage of some sort, like a really good cappuccino, anything else. But that's the main thing that I think you absolutely have to do, is just remember why you quit and your decisions and your reasons for quitting. And just remember all the positives that are happening, all the benefits your body is going to get from not drinking alcohol, from not smoking. Remember to be present. If you need help, you can also ask for help. Ask your support team, a support group if you need it, for help, because people are out there that will be more than willing to help you and just talk with you for a few minutes and kind of, again, just distract you, and then you're on to the next thing, and that's kind of it. And this is also kind of overused, but I think it really is true, and each day is a victory. So just take it day by day and celebrate yourself. Like, each time you hit a milestone, like, oh, I beat that craving. Like, do something nice for yourself. Take a moment and notice that you beat that craving. I found that I am so much stronger, or I have more of a drive or a motivation, and that is building confidence. There are just so many positives to, again, riding out the wave and not craving into the craving. What? So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys, again, would like to see some of my other videos on sobriety, I have a playlist for that. And I also have a mind playlist where I dive into meditations, grounding techniques, things like that. So I'll link those down below if you guys want to check them out. But again, hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, bye.